The second floor, Nanas. Oh, is that right there? Parfait. Parfait. I feel like food too, though. Finally, a specialty Japanese parfait cafe smack dab in Seattle. What's your favorite? They don't just do parfaits here though. You can order green tea, hojicha, red bean, and black sesame desserts, drinks, or both to fulfill all your sweet fantasies. For those who don't want to go in on desserts on an empty stomach, they have some savory fare too. The potato salad? Yeah. I don't think so. Yeah.
No, I mean, I
got the tuna, avocado,
I'm sure it's good.
miso soup.
It's salmon and... Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Then Kyle got his food. Would you get the chicken?
Yeah, chicken. Huh? Yeah, the meat
Looks good. I hadn't eaten, so I started things off with a tuna don, or raw tuna, on top of a bowl of rice. The avocado was ripe and gelled well with a bite of tuna. The tuna was a little fishy, but not too strong, soaking up the soy mirin sauce. On the side, there was potato salad and miso soup, which gave me the feel of a home-cooked Japanese-style meal. Taking a few bites of the potato salad or a sip of the miso soup helped break up and accent the tuna and rice. Aesthetically, the plate looked very warm and unpretentious, like I was having a meal in a friend's living room.
You were having it. Is it? No, it's not.
That'll take a while.
Haven't you taken a picture of this one before, I feel like?
Dual spin. The star of the show. The sesame warabi mochi parfait came after I was done with the main meal. Just make sure to flag down a server to let them know that you're ready because they make them fresh so it doesn't come as a liquid blob. Yes, feel free to steal. A parfait is a dessert in a glass layered usually with fresh fruit, custard, fresh cream, and ice cream. There are many variations and shops where you can indulge in Japan. In this glass, the sesame ice cream had a smoky, nutty flavor that melded with the warabi mochi, a jelly-like mochi made from bracken starch that was bouncy and chewy as the first layer. Scoop everything up with a bit of fresh cream too. In the layers below, you get the crunch with the cornflakes, custard cream to soften it, and then sesame jelly for even more texture and smoke. Every bite was different because there were so many flavors, textures, and sensations. I would call this an adult, almost peanut butter-like dessert. Of course, it becomes a melting mess at the end as you crack through the layers, but it's still magnificent. I love the minimalist, simple design structures and wood makeup of the space that feels very Japanese. The place was buzzing, and you can grab a little round table for two to have an intimate chat or a big table to share drink, food, and laughs. Seriously, more J cafes need to open here. It's like a gold leaf matcha ice cream. Matcha review, how is it?
It just tastes like matcha. You can't even
Good or bad? Oh, okay.
I mean, I feel like gold shouldn't really have anything.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know if the weird look on your face was because of how the matcha was tasting or because of the gold. Okay, gotcha.
It's because like I didn't feel anything.
Okay.
I didn't feel fancy.
We got the maiko. It's a mix of what matcha, warabi mochi, cornflakes. Lots of good things. Ooh, chestnut too.
Oh, it's like a good kind of matcha.
Yeah, not just like the weird powdery.
It's really good. It's like real matcha. Yum.
Okay, the matcha. Yeah, it has like the sharp, like the matcha flavor, like at the
Yeah. It's not too bitter either.
It's like a cookie. Oh no, this is like that. Must have opened really recently. I'm seeing more and more Filipino dining establishments opening up in the Seattle area, and I love it. Overall, the design had a vintage island vibe with an homage to the Philippines everywhere. They have merch too. I already knew I wanted to try the ube, purple yam cheesecake, and the ampalaya or bitter melon quiche. They have all kinds of cheesecakes and quiches with a Filipino twist. When I glanced up at the menu and saw that they had a pandan latte, I got a little too excited because it's one of my most favorite Filipino dessert flavors, so I needed it to wash everything down. When you enter this space, it feels like a loft with tall ceilings. We sat across the minibar area where it looks like you can enjoy a few drinks or two. It was about an hour until closing, and there was still many people coming and going. So my verdict on the ube cheesecake. It had a fluffy, light texture that is perfect for cheesecake. Love the cute little artsy design on top too. Flavor-wise, it only had a hint of ube, and I honestly wanted to get more of that yam flavor. It was good, but it didn't blow me out of the water. Boxing on the other side. And here's our ampalaya quiche.
Like all I know is like him coming in for Halloween one time.
So ampalaya is bitter melon, and it's very nostalgic to me because my grandma used to make bitter melon scrambled eggs. And I used to eat it with rice. I guess they kind of make it like fusion European style or whatever. Yeah, let's try it.
Yeah, I really meet my friend for a concert. I don't know, she has another one. Bitter melon. No, I'm actually not going to that one.
I like the ampalaya quiche a lot more. Bitter melon is used in an array of Filipino dishes, and I thought this was a clever fusion of a classic French pastry with a Southeast Asian vegetable/fruit. The egg had a fluffy light texture that softened the bitter and the sour. My hubby thought it could have more of a robust Filipino flavor, but I like the lightness personally. The crust was one of my favorate parts. It was flaky and not burnt.
Oh look, there's the Filipino kalabaw, or carabao. One of the national animals of the Philippines.
Now, I also thought that the pandan latte would have more of a kick, but it was just a little dash of flavor. Now, the latte itself had a frothy, subdued taste that I enjoyed. Just more pandan flavor, please. Just a little bit more.
There's like a hint of pandan flavor.
Like you would do like dates, like dates.
To conclude, this is an amazing spot to visit if you want to get your feet wet in Filipino flavors in a more fusion, modern style. Deep down in Pioneer Square, you can enjoy sake in a sake specialty bar. Just straight up sake. Because it was my first time here, we had the sake flight of flavors from prefectures all over Japan. The owner and sake tender, I made that up, lived in Japan, specifically working in the Iwate prefecture, where the family of my husband's side is from. This made the Iwate special sake extra special since I felt like I was learning about his side of the family through the drink.
We're married. She's my best friend.
That's my sister.
That's her sister, our brother-in-law, my cousin, and my brother. So they're in town from LA.
related.
Yes, they're basically related, yeah.
International.
Every kind of relationship.
Yeah, because they all are Mexicans, we're Filipino. Everything's from LA. Wait. You don't drink them?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
He does. Oh, he does. He does. What do you say?
Taking a break.
Are we taking a break? That's a good idea. Because they've been drinking beer.
Overall, I highly recommend the flight to get a feel for the sake that you like. I preferred the clean, fruity sakes and not the punchy, strong alcohol ones, so I have to say that my favorites were the cups of Gunma and Iwate Junmai. The decor and atmosphere made me feel like I was in a narrow, alleyway drinking establishment in Tokyo or an underground bar, but still very clean and homey.
Gary's trying to...
On the TV, there were old school samurai movies being played, and businessmen started to trickle in to unwind but still talk business. I definitely want to return here and try more sake. Want casual Japanese food and drinks late into the night? Looks like Tamari Bar has got you.
Frozen fish. Okay, here's the yuzu mimosa.
Yuzu mimosa.
Are you gonna try it?
They have a dive bar feel because of the tapas style food, but in an industrial, trendy space that felt warm and inviting. After sake, I wanted to end the night on a sparkly note, so I had the yuzu mimosa, where they even give you extra bubblies on the side.
Yeah, so you can top off the mimosa with the prosecco.
This is a wagyu and uni.
So we have the wagyu and uni nigiri sushi.
Each piece is $8.
Look at this compared to my hand. Look at this compared to my hand.
It's like blueberry.
And then we have the karaage over here. Looks nice and crispy. How is it?
You get squirt.
How is the karaage?
You already squirted my face.
It's hot. It's hot, okay.
The food was heavy, but that's what we were in the mood for. The Japanese spin on the Dan Dan noodles were on point. The spices were delicious, and the oil and broth was savory with some bold flavor.
Ancestors. Huh? A bit so. Nice warm bow. Pita bow. This guy has a literal stone on his plate.
The karaage was just right with a crunchy exterior and soft interior. Very easy to share in a group. The Wagyu uni nigiri was small, but a bite of meat and sea heaven. And the bao was juicy with a thick slab of pork belly in the middle. Though we had a big group, the service was hospitable and they were very attentive and kind. It didn't feel gross afterwards too, which is a major plus. This was like a healthy tapas bar.